Welcome back, everyone, to the theoretical heresy with Ludus Infinium. So obviously I was unable to do Jagatai Khan. I just remembered that how quickly I had to record this video. So this week and next week will probably be the more theoretical heresy, and then hopefully the following week will be Jagatai Khan. If not, it will be the last of the Chaos Gods, and then we'll go from there. But today we're talking about either the White Scars or the Space Wolves. And for this one, I made an actual interesting decision. I think they would both fall to the same Chaos God, but I do think one of them exemplifies this Chaos God better than the other. And so for that, let's get started. As he comes out of the arena, drenched in blood and gore, with scars riddling his body, he looks to the onlookers, members of his own legion, and sees their shocked, well, some of their shocked faces, others smiling weirdly, almost like they enjoy the experience as if it had been them holding the sword. He had just slain his first captain in one-on-one combat because his first captain had challenged him. Honestly, knowing that a first captain, no matter how great, should not be able to take on their own Primarch and win, he didn't even pull his punches. He went at him full force, showing him the honor of a good battle and a swift death. At that point, he looks to the second in command of his first company and tells him, "Yeah, you're the first captain now. Don't do it." And goes back to his arming chamber to clean up and to put his sword away. But he notices, as he cleans the blood off of him, more his first captain's than his own, he enjoys being covered in blood. And this is weird for him, because the only other time this has happened is when he had brought all of his legion together and committed them to the act of the bloodening on Chagoris. And at that moment, the Khan knew his bloodlust was coming back. Yes, everyone, I'm giving the Khan to Khorne. Say that 5 times fast. So, first off, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why the White Scars and not the Space Wolves? The White Scars embody what Khorne is almost completely. They are bloodthirsty, with a sense of honor, and take enjoyment in the kill. The Space Wolves, they do take enjoyment in the kill. They are bloodthirsty. But they really do lack the same sense of honor. Let's, one, be honest about that. But two, as I said in the previous video, there's an argument for the Space Wolves falling to Slaanesh. Which, if we're talking about which one embodies solely the Chaos God, I have to give it to the Khan and the White Scars over the Space Wolves. Also, I think it would just be a much more interesting choice. Now, let's talk about how this would play out, because this is definitely one of my more interesting choices. The Khan. Oh my. The Khan falling to Khorne. there is a scene that I absolutely love in one of the Horus Heresy novels of where the Khan is on Prospero, teleports back to his ship, teleports back to his capital ship, which is in the process of essentially a small civil war between pro-Horus and pro-Imperium White Scars. He kills, essentially, one guy and brings the rest of the Legion to bear. And he's like, look, we'll do this later, but later. If y'all really want to do it, we'll have this fight. But right now we got more important shit to deal with. And I really, really like that. But, let's say it was in reverse. And and he sided with the pro-Horus side. He would butcher, especially falling to Khorne. He would butcher approximately about half, if I remember right, his legion, because I believe his legion was split pretty closely in half as far as pro-Horus and anti-Horus. And what I find actually pretty funny about this is if it's split that way, then he would have massive problems. However, a lot of the White Scars had so much respect for the Khan that I believe even the ones who were pro-Imperium, if he's like, look, this is what we're doing, I believe they would side with the Khan, because the White Scars were the outcasts of all the legions, quite frankly. So there wasn't that much ties one way or another. I believe that they could absolutely side the majority of the Legion with Horus. And when I say majority, I mean I'm looking at like 80-90%. Just because of they would side with their Primarch, not with Horus, not with the Emperor, but with the Khan. And so the funny thing about this, and I do actually find this kind of funny, I discussed this at length in the last video. The Ultramarines would have more Astartes than the Emperor's Children. I believe the White Scars overall would have more Astartes than the World Eaters did after Isfahan 3. And this is not me making a boastful claim. The World Eaters tore their legion to pieces. I don't think the White Scars would have the same problem. So the fascinating thing about this is I do honestly believe that the White Scars would be definitely a more interesting, they would look a lot different than the World Eaters, quite frankly, of 40k. I believe that that they would stay in small groups, honestly, similar to the World Eaters, but I think because of their Primarch, they would know who wielded absolute power, and they would follow him. So that amount of fear, that amount of respect, would essentially help him to command almost his entire legion in the service of, I'm not Horus, but of the new War Master, who I will tell you at the 5th video after I do all 4 of the primary Chaos Gods. So, at this point, we have the Ultramarines to Slaanesh, the Khan, and the White Scars to Khorne. But where does that leave the Space Wolves? Because I actually said the Space Wolves could go either to Slaanesh or to Khorne with equal argument. Honestly, they wouldn't be Chaos Undivided. I believe, I could see them being Chaos Undivided, and here's why. There is, they have the sense of bloodlust for Khorne. They have the debauchery for Slaanesh. And then they have their psychers who aren't psychers. which is part of Tzeentch. Could I make an argument for Nurgle? Yeah, probably. They don't really have the endurance that other legions would, but I could probably make some loose argument. So, the Space Wolves are going to be the first legion I give to Chaos Undivided. With respect to the Space Wolves, because, I mean, even though I don't like them, I get what their role is canonically. So I'm just trying to be fair and go through what their legion and what their Primarchs are known for, and who would be the best fit for solely this Chaos God. And unfortunately, as bloodthirsty as they are, and as much as they would be almost a mirror if they really did turn to Khorne of the World Eaters, I think the White Scars are just a better fit. I do. I think that, quite frankly, they... So, for anyone who doesn't know, this is an interesting little fact. Khorne has a streak of honor as well. I know, a Chaos God with a streak of honor, that's hilarious already. But it is in his tenets that killing women and children and unarmed people or invalids is just beneath, beneath his followers. So, from an awkward direction, there is a sense of honor. And that honor is shown through more so in the White Scars than in the Space Wolves. Because, let's look at it this way. The World Eaters exemplify the bloodlust of Khorne. Very little in the way of his streak of honor, though, except for when it comes to, like, one-on-one duels, and that's about it. They will butcher citizens like they're nothing. White Scars won't. So they exemplify... I would even go so far as to say, as the White Scars exemplify Khorne's beliefs, even more so than the World Eaters, because they have that bloodlust, but it's tempered by that sense of honor. And that's what I think it really helps me give it to them as opposed to the Space Wolves. Now, that being said, there is one other legion that is known, a loyal legion, absolutely confirmed to be corrupted by Khorne, that I am not giving to Khorne, and that is the Blood Angels. And that is because they have a different place. They are off by themselves. They're the only legion that they are in a spot where they are the only legion that I could pick for that spot. And then you have the remaining two spots, which is the Raven Guard and the Dark Angels, and the Imperial Fists and the Iron Hands. It should be pretty obvious where I put the Blood Angels, but I'm going to try and keep it as much of a surprise as possible. But to be fair, I'm going to talk about, I will talk about how you can make an argument for the Blood Angels for Khorne. The Red Thirst and the Black Death. That is, well, it's speculated. I would even go so far as to say it's fucking known to be a Khornate corruption on the Legion as a whole, including their successor chapters with the exception of the Lamenters. So, yeah, they have been touched by Khorne. And so I can honestly say that there is an argument for the Blood Angels, but like I said, they just fit somewhere a little bit better for me. That being said, another interesting choice that you could make a brief argument for, but not a really good one for Khorne, is the Imperial Fist. Rogel Dorn has a temper. So does his Legion. The Black Templars are a successor chapter. They're a founding successor chapter of the Imperial Fist, and they are essentially loyal Khornate berserkers. I don't care what anyone fucking says. That's essentially what they are. They are a combination of World Eaters and Orcs. They only do melee, and they believe guns are only useful for making loud noises and bright lights, and that's about it. Oh. I'm starting to really love the Black Templars because they do some outlandish shit. They really do. So, there's an argument there, but I don't think they fit quite as well as the White Scars or the Space Wolves, or even, well, the Blood Angels. So they'd be about my fourth pick. But that being said, next week I will actually next week will definitely be another one of these theoretical heresies, and I will be doing, you know what, fuck it, I'll do the Imperial Fists and the Iron Hands and talk about who they're going... Actually, you know who I haven't put anywhere? The Salamanders. Oops. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this now. Salamanders would be Chaos Undivided. And here's the why. I just thought about putting them with the Imperial Fist and Iron Hands. And I don't think it would really work. It wouldn't fit with them. It wouldn't fit with Slaanesh. And it wouldn't fit with the Raven Guard and Dark Angels either. And it really wouldn't fit with with where I put the Blood Angels. So now actually we have one for Slaanesh, which is the Ultramarines. We have one for Khorne, which is the White Scars, and two to Chaos Undivided, which would be the Space Wolves, because they actually fit into 3 different Chaos Gods. And then the Salamanders, which I can't really put in any. I might be able to make an argument for Khorne, but a very loose one. And that's about the best I have, honestly. Maybe Nurgle, because they can do some... They are some really strong guys, and they are really good at attrition, but I don't think I can put them with Nurgle. So yeah, I'm going to give them to Chaos Undivided, because they really... With the exact opposite of the Space Wolves, where the Space Wolves fit in more than 2, the Salamanders really don't fit in any. So they would be something similar to maybe like Night Lords, where, or even better, Iron Warriors, where they do technically fall under Chaos Undivided, and as far as Traitor Legions, but they don't really worship the Chaos Gods. So yeah. Well, 4 legions down, 5 to go. And we have next week, which, as I said, will be the Imperial Fists and the Iron Hands. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I'm actually enjoying these videos a lot. This is actually a lot of fun for me. I love doing these what ifs. And this is a series I have been looking at doing for a very long time, and I hope you all enjoy. In fact, this is a series I might do 2 or 3 times as my opinion changes. Or as I can, you know, if I get bigger, I hope I get bigger, I'll be able to commission artwork for it, and that would be really cool to see a change over time from, you know, for instance, an Ultramarine going from the blue and gold to just slowly transforming to maybe even keeping the color scheme, but to the Slaaneshi look with, you know, the tentacles and spikes and latex leathers, you know, shit like that. Or maybe even seeing the Khans slowly turn from their white and red to going towards a more cornate look and just this more aggressive look about them. Which, I mean, it's hard to look more aggressive when they fly at you on a fucking motorcycle thing. From, you know, like, that's their main mode of attack. We're gonna kill you before you see us. So yeah, that would actually be something really cool to do. Or seeing like a Chaos Undivided version of, yeah, something that'd be really cool is take all 9 of the loyal Primarchs and seeing how they would look through Chaos Corruption of like Vulcan and Lehman Russ through Chaos Undivided, looking at Gilliman through Slaanesh, and the Khan through Khorne. And actually, what I just thought about this, something really fascinating for me now that I think about it, is I didn't put the Khan in Angron's shoes as I said I would, because I really didn't feel like I needed to make my argument. With Gilliman, I had to do that because I had to find a way for that corruption to happen. With the Khan, I didn't necessarily need to find a way. I just needed to tweak his personality to the point where that he really could have gone either way canonically. But I needed to put more of the focus on the battles and the bloodlust, even though he has that sense of honor. So it was more of, I didn't have to really add or take away anything except for just a small tweak. So this is actually proving to be a really interesting journey now that I'm starting to think about it. But I do hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!